want to talk to you today about something that I am not good at, and that is dealing with hate. For those of you that don't know, I've mentioned it in my book, but I've never mentioned it online because I just don't really feel comfortable talking about it as of yet. But last year I was diagnosed with depression due to various different reasons. So dealing with crappy feelings anyway is kind of hard enough, but then having a job that I love that's in the public eye and making YouTube videos where hate and negativity are kind of thrown around in the comments on a daily basis, it's difficult, to say the least. Before I get into the swing of things, I just want to clarify that when I personally say hate, I don't mean trolls. Someone anonymously commenting "you're fat and ugly" is the least of my worries. That's very easy to shrug off and ignore. And when someone's being respectfully, constructively critical, that's like totally the way you should go about things. Being respectful and constructive are two things that I personally feel you need to be when you're voicing something negative. When I say hate, what I mean is those who sincerely wish bad things on other people, or the people who just publicly bitch about how horrible they think someone is based on the very little that they know about them, regardless of who sees it or who gets upset. And then they think that's perfectly acceptable because I'm allowed to have an opinion. So here's a few things that I should be doing to deal with all of this hate, but find it very difficult to. Number one, don't look for it. When it comes to this, I am like the children in this here video, putting a box on the table in front of me and saying there's something in that box. It might make you feel like crap, but there's something in there, and don't look at it. It makes me want to look. I just want to look. It's all I want to do. If you tell me to not look, I will want to look even harder. I am like a child in that respect. Even if it's gonna scare me and ultimately make me feel like crap, I just want to know what's in the box. Just want to know. But trust me, it's not worth how you will ultimately feel, and I always wish I hadn't looked in the box. On a side note to this, don't alert people to their hate either. Don't be the person who puts the box in front of someone and says don't look. They are fine not knowing that other people are being arse-hats, and if you're the person telling someone that other people are being arse-hats specifically about them, it kind of makes you an arse-hat too, because you're the person bursting their bubble. You're the person alerting them to unnecessary hate, so just leave it. Just don't do it. 2, don't reply. Every time someone says something sincerely mean about me, but it's based on false information, it's based on something that's completely and utterly wrong, I really want to rectify that information just in the hopes that maybe they'll change their mind. I desperately want to tell them that the info they have and the reason they hate me, the whole reason behind them disliking me is wrong, just in the hopes that they are magically converted and they are nice again. But it's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. And I am ashamed to say, I'm embarrassed to say, but I'm going to admit this. I even once went as far as creating a profile on what is essentially a hate website. It's a trashing website. But I was like, if I create the account as me, I'm not going to be taken seriously when I tell them the information they have is wrong, because I'm me and the person they don't like is me. So it's kind of futile. Whereas if I come across as just a randomer who takes the information from places that it already is online and sort of just says, by the way, I don't think that's right because here and this, and it's the stupidest, it's the single most stupid decision I think I've ever made in my life. And I am embarrassed and ashamed to admit that I did this. But at the time, I don't know, I don't even know what was going through my mind. Why did I think that was a good idea? It's a massive mistake on my part, and I'm sincerely sorry to anyone who is disappointed in me for that decision. I'm disappointed in me. It was... insert naughty word here. So, moral of that story, don't reply. Just don't reply. Just don't do it. 3, this is kind of in the same vein as the last one, but I feel like it needs its own little section. Don't try and convert them. If someone sincerely, severely dislikes you, as far as posting essays to anyone who will listen and read it about why they think you're the scum of the earth, converting them is beyond the realms of reality. So don't bother trying, just don't bother trying. Your efforts are better spent on creating more positivity to negate their negativity. Concentrate on the people who actually give a crap. Number 4, the people who give a crap are the majority. Don't convince yourself that the assholes talking crap about you anonymously, who are clearly not worth your time, are the majority, because they are not. The majority are the ones telling you how utterly brilliant you are and how loved you are and how great they think what you do is. Don't hone in on hate just because it's there. It's unnecessary. It doesn't matter. It shouldn't affect your day. Someone hating on you, irrelevant. Ignore it. Doesn't matter. Think about all of the brilliant people who also think you're brilliant and focus on them. Put your efforts into showing them how much you appreciate them being there and them telling you how much you're appreciated. And 5, shut the computer and walk away. I get so swept up in hate sometimes that I will scroll backwards through horrible conversations just to find out where it started. And before I know it, I've whiled away far too long with my head in hate. So much so that I just want to be alone for a while, just so I can get over what I've just witnessed. And it's stupid. I shouldn't do that. Before it's too late, I should just turn off my devices that are spewing hate at me and just leave it. Just walk away, just walk away, walk away. You know who you are better than these people who have decided they know exactly who you are, what you're like and how you think based on 3 to 4 minute video clips, 140 character tweets and your selfies on Instagram. That is not who you are. It's a part of who you are, but it's not who you are as an entirety. You need to distance yourself from this hate because they're talking about who they think you are, and who you actually are and who they think you are not the same thing. Finally, if you are one of these people who is constantly concentrating on other people's lives and telling anyone who will listen what a scumbag you think they are because you're allowed to have an opinion, of course you're allowed to have an opinion. That is completely fine and no one is disputing that. You're not allowed to be an arsehole. And if you're freely telling everyone how crap you think this person is as harshly as possible just because you can, that says more about you than the person you're talking crap about. Please go and get a hug off someone, a massive, great big bear hug, because seriously, you need it. She asked me, son, when I grow old, will you buy me a house of gold? And when your father